Now, in that internship, did you acquire some mentors? You know, we were talking about this earlier.
I think
how important of a role did mentors play?
You said it best with that, because I think the right mentor could make or break your career. If you have someone you could trust to lead you along the way early on, and I feel like later on you pay that forward and you mentor others. We always agree, I'll get back to the mentor, but we always agree that when we have people coming up the ranks, I never feel threatened by someone. Some people love to hold others down because they're scared.
That's good stuff.
And I'm all about, like, I want to give someone else an opportunity, because if you feel like you're at your best, I'm not going to be scared of someone coming up the ranks.
You know what a lot of people do? A lot of people are like, you know, you got to pay your dues. Everyone has their own path. And if you see someone else killing it and you could help them get to where they need to be.
Everyone pays their dues in their own way.
Yeah. Was this just something that you did naturally? Was it something that another mentor did and showed you?
I feel like, you know, I'll start with my mentor. His name, well, actually I had two. Brian McFadden, who was the first guy to stick his neck out for me and help me get the internship at K-Rock. Cool. He later became an MTV VJ. He's working for Bleacher Report, Headline News now. He's still doing broadcasting stuff. But DJ Liquid Todd, who's a DJ here on Sirius XM, was killing it in the New York DJ scene, mixing it at night on the radio. He was the first guy to actually put me on the radio, believed in me. So, you know, this guy's funny. He's good. I believe in him. He's the first guy that believed in me as a personality.
Wow.
And he's the first guy that really opened the door for me. And I'll never forget that. So I owe that to him.
Love it. So this guy, same thing in your case?
Similar case. You know, when I was at Syracuse, I want to name drop for a second, only because he said something the other day on our radio show. Chris Maloney, who's Stabler from Law & Order, you knew him from that. He has a new show out now. He said that when he first started acting, he knew there was something there, because the day he took his first acting class, he knew he had a lot to learn, but he said he also knew, looking around, like, I feel like I'm catching on to this quicker than everyone else.
Right.
And I remember going to my college radio station with one of my buddies in college, and I went to the college radio station and I said, I have a lot to learn, but just by looking around, I just had this vibe, like, just by nature or something, I am better than these people. Doesn't it not sound cocky?
What
that initial instinct.
He realized that his
ego was in the sweet spot, because that was where you belong.
You found your sweet spot. I found, like, I looked at other people, like, struggling, like, oh, how do I be on the radio? And I was like, you know, this isn't as tricky as other people are making it seem. And, you know, when I was there, I sent demo tapes to like 50 places. I was on my hustle. I was at any radio station across the country.
So you were hustling.
Yeah, I was sending demo tapes out to every radio station, New York, LA, Miami, Texas, DC, everywhere. And a guy named Kid Kelly, who was the operations manager at Z100, who at the time didn't have to respond to anyone, because being the operations manager,
a New York superstar
being the operations manager of the biggest station in New York, he didn't have to respond to a 19-year-old kid sending a demo tape. Believe it or not, most did not respond to me. Right. He did, and he would call me. We would talk about, you know, he would talk to me about my life in college. Hey, you going out with girls tonight? What are you doing? And then he'd give me advice on my demo tapes. And then one weekend he said, you have any hot dates this weekend? I'm like, nah, not really. He goes, well, why don't you drive down to New York and do a fill-in show on Z100? And I thought he was lying. I was like, get the hell out of here. Are you kidding? Z100? I was 19, 20 years old at the time.
And then you got to bring it. Right? So you get those opportunities, then you got to own them. And that's where
how did that feel? Did you own it?
I remember being nervous. I remember being nervous at first, and I knew I had to embrace the opportunity. And I said, you know what, this is people. I realized I had a chance at a shortcut, and not a shortcut because you know you work hard at it, but you know people have to
your own path.
Yeah, people have to go a lot of times from city to city to city to city. I'm like, I have a straight path to New York if I work my ass off. So I said, you know, I'm going to work my ass off. I have an opportunity.
Well, that's the key. You worked your ass off.
Yeah,
exactly.
50 different, and then the one comes in. Was this a mentor?
It's a little mix of everything. It's a little mix of working your ass off, right? But also outlasting the competition, because we never gave up, right? And if you never give up, then you never really fail. And that's the way we looked at it. We both hustled, and that's, you know, a lot of the similarities we had in each other.
Amazing.
There's a guy even on the sports front, Rice on the Mets. He's a relief pitcher. Okay. The guy made the big leagues for the first time last year, and I believe he's like 30, right? So you're talking about a guy who he's in his 30s. His wife, his family, he just kept going. And it's like, I'm going to continue this dream. He did not give up. He's in the Mets bullpen this year. He's going to. He just never gave up.
Powerful stuff. Now, folks, tomorrow's episode is so chock full of gold nuggets, I'm struggling to come up with a title. Oh, wait, I got it. Tune in tomorrow for Why Not Me, here on the Daily Locker Room.